Clerk, we may proceed.
Questions for oral answers by the Honorable Minister for Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister for Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment, you may take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 159 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Banjul North.
Thank you once again, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment inform this August Assembly what resulted in the whole of about 78 trucks of cement at the Senegambia border in the late April 2024?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, the holdup of trucks was as a result of importers of bagged cement refusing to pay the levy introduced by government as a revenue-enhancing measure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Was there any communication done before they came with those consignments to bring it to this country? Did you communicate to the vendors or the businessmen as a government?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. The communication was simultaneous with the taking of the measure. As soon as the decision was made, communication was shared with the Gambia Revenue Authority. At the time, the major players in this business were not recognized or registered, did not even have any contacts with my ministry. So we did not know them. Thank you.
Are you affirming to us that all these businesses that were affected or trucks owners that were affected, they have nothing to do with your ministry?
Honorable Speaker, prior to the impasse, none of them had ever had any contacts with the ministry. We were not aware of their official engagement as businesses in this country. Thank you.
Member for Central Badibu.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, as a trade minister trying to promote both regional and national trade in the country, do you think that that idea of increasing a levy or putting a levy is not going to bring setback to our economy?
Honorable Speaker, to the contrary, the measure itself was calculated to enhance the country's economic performance. It was well researched, well analyzed, and we found that engaging in the current steps that we have taken would benefit the country and the Gambia more than what was happening before. Thank you.
The member for Janjambure, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Minister, in your response, you did said the 78 trucks were withheld simply because the truck owners or the business owners failed to pay their dues. However, Honorable Minister, what influenced your decision to increase taxes over these local business owners? Thank you.
Point of order.
There is point of order from, okay, the member for Jimara.
Yes, sir. I am rising on order. Yes, 38J, Honorable Speaker. A question fully answered shall not be asked again during the same session. Honorable Minister has clearly inform us the reason why they increased the tax on cement. Thank you.
Order sustained and the question ruled out. Member for Nyani.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, regards the 78 trucks, don't you think that the whole of those 78 trucks has increased the price of cement, especially in the rural Gambia?
Honorable Speaker, economists sometimes react differently to certain situations. In this particular case, the price of cement might have been affected during the first week of the measure as a result of some shortages in some pockets in the country. We were aware, but that was mainly because of some challenges we were facing with the distribution, resulting from reluctance by the very people who were now being asked not to go beyond the border to bring cement. So that trucking challenge created some pockets of shortages, but that was within a period of 2 weeks, and it was stabilized. Currently, we have a stable industry moving on. Thank you.
Nominated member Fatou Kejawara, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your earlier submission, you mentioned that these particular trucks were not a registered entity with your line ministry. Can you please inform this August Assembly whether this particular supplier are been in the market for quite a long time, or they started newly?
Honorable Speaker, thank you, Honorable Member. Like we said, because we had no contacts with them, I will not be in a position to tell you whether they were in the market for long or not.
Member for Lower Badibu, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, don't you think the increase might not lead to the monopoly of the industry, which might further lead to the increase of price?
Honorable Speaker, my understanding of monopoly is mono refers to a single company or industry or institution being responsible for a certain product. In the case of cement, we have 3 factories at the moment, 2 rebagging, 1 producing from scratch. And we have been consulted by several people, including some people who were in the trucking business from across the border, who are currently working with us to establish even production centers of cement in this country. So it has not been a recipe for a monopoly. We have 3 already on the ground. Thank you.
Question number 160 of 2024 by the member for Upper Salu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Trade, Industry and Regional Integration inform this August Assembly about the successes and the constraints registered in the implementation of the YEP project in various regions to help reduce illegal migration?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Member, the Youth Empowerment Project was a project funded by the European Union, implemented by the International Trade Center in close collaboration with the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment, and the Ministry of Youth and Sport, highlighting its successes and the key challenges encountered over the period from 2017 to 2023. Successes registered on job creation and sustenance. I would like to report that YEP successfully created 4,292 jobs for our youth, providing them with meaningful employment opportunities. In addition, through institutional support, the project managed to sustain 3,736 jobs, ensuring that young individuals continue to contribute to the economy and support their families. On supporting and training, the project extended support to 5,888 youth across the country. These 5,888 young people benefited from entrepreneurship services and business support, fostering a culture of innovation and self-reliance. Out of this figure, 4,710 youth completed technical and vocational training programs, which equip them with the skills needed to thrive in various industries. Notably, 174 of these individuals supported are returnees who have been integrated into society through these initiatives. On entrepreneurship, Honorable Speaker, On entrepreneurship and access to finance, YEP played a pivotal role in enhancing the capacities of micro, small, and medium enterprises. A total of 1,221 MSMEs participated in market linkage activities, and 1,449 MSMEs improved their productive capacities through the YEP activities. Additionally, 394 MSMEs have been sensitized on quality improvements and food safety, aligning them with international standards and boosting their competitiveness. On sector development, the project facilitated the participation of 339 stakeholders in sector development initiatives, fostering collaboration and knowledge sharing. This collective effort was crucial in driving sectoral growth and ensuring compliance with international standards. On pandemic mitigation, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, YEP distributed 3,245 pandemic-related supplies and benefited 175,295 people through disease prevention and socioeconomic mitigation measures. These efforts have been instrumental in safeguarding the health and well-being of our youth and their communities. On outreach and advocacy, YEP's outreach campaigns reached approximately 362,877 people, promoting economic opportunities as alternatives to irregular migration. This extensive advocacy has raised awareness and encouraged youth to explore viable economic pathways within the Gambia. Challenges encountered in the implementation of the project. Resource allocation. One of the primary challenges has been balancing budget constraints while maintaining the quality and scope of activities. Ensuring extended funding for all planned initiatives and responding to emerging needs required careful financial management. 2 is stakeholder engagement. Effective communication among various stakeholders, including government ministries, private sector partners, and local communities was critical. Coordinating efforts across different regions and sectors to maintain a cohesive approach also posed challenges, necessitating continuous engagement and collaboration. On pandemic impact, the socio-economic efforts of COVID-19 pandemic posed significant challenges. Adjusting program activities to comply with health and safety protocols, which sometimes limited in-person interactions and training sessions, required flexibility and innovation. Despite these challenges, the Youth Empowerment Project made remarkable strides in empowering our youth, enhancing their employability and fostering entrepreneurship across the Gambia, with support from over 45 national implementing partners who were empowered to deliver the project programs and activities. The project continues to adapt and evolve, ensuring that the needs of our youth and broader communities are met effectively. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for that elaborative answer. Now, what is the next step that the Minister is going to take to ensure sustainability and also to measure impact on the youth of the country?
Thank you very much. We continue, Honorable Speaker, to work with the International Trade Center and other partners, UNIDO, UNCDTA, to ensure we have a successful project and even the EU to ensure we have a successful project that continues to support youth engagement in entrepreneurship and other activities within the business environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Have your ministry done any study to actually check on those that were impacted by this project? How far have they done? Have you seen results, or you have seen regression? What exactly was the impact that some of the youths were assisted during this project?
Honorable Speaker, at the moment we can only speak anecdotally. We've tried to do a tracer survey, is what you call it. Unfortunately, the constraints that keep recurring, but we are hoping that with the ICT, we will collaborate in this area and do a real scientific study to continue monitoring the impact of this on our youth. But anecdotally, we are satisfied because we had already established relationship with them. We know them, we know where they are. We can go out there and see what they are doing, but it's not a scientifically studied one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on there? Thank you. The member for Central Badibu, you have the floor.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, can you help us with the data, like these youths that have been supported regionally? Can you supply us with the data of a list?
Honorable Speaker, I have taken notes and we will try to share the data with the Assembly. Thank you.
Member for Janjambure, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Minister, we cannot really dispute the support that the EU has rendered for the people of the Gambia, more especially through the Youth Empowerment Project, because I was one time a beneficiary through a youth structure I work with. However, in your response, you talked about sustenance, and also you said about 5,888 young people were supported on entrepreneurship or to establish their own businesses. My question is, do your ministry have a data to indicate if these young entrepreneurs with their entities still continue to exist in their respective areas?
Honorable Speaker, my answer will be very similar to the one I gave earlier, that this data is raw as we have it. We have not done any scientific follow-up tracer survey to follow those people who benefited, like the honorable member here himself, to see what the impact continues to be on your life. But we are working with the ICT at another level, and we hope we'll be able to do this tracer survey and share with the Assembly in due course. Thank you.
Member for Sanementre.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, considering the inclusivity of the training on the entrepreneurs, could you kindly furnish this August Assembly the female youth who took part in this training? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, when we share with you the data on all the figures I've given, they will be disaggregated and the female participation will be clear. Thank you.
The member for Banjul North.
Unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, whenever the member for Janjambure speaks before me, he always asks my question.
Well, you need to warn him, if not make so that there are guard men denying him entering Banjul. The member for Lower Badibu, you have the floor.
Honorable Speaker, I have never raised my tag on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you. That must have been an omission from my team. Thank you. Question number 161. Please. Question number 161 of 2024 by the member for Upper Salo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Trade, Industry and Regional Integration explain to this August Assembly why there exist only few manufacturing industries in the Gambia and what efforts the ministry is undertaking to reverse this trend so as to increase exports and domestic consumption of local products?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much, Honorable Member. The Gambia's manufacturing sector has a very small base, focusing mainly on production for the domestic market and utilizing a limited range of skills and technologies. Albeit, there are significant opportunities which could be exploited by the manufacturing sector based on the import substitution opportunities which are clear from the substantial imports of manufactured goods and processed foods for the tourist and national populations and on the regional market with established distribution channels developed through the existing re-export business. However, much needs to be done to promote the manufacturing sector in the Gambia. In the past, the government concentrated on the promotion of the services sector to catalyze national development, and this led to limited investment in the manufacturing sector. In addition, the size of the market and the cost of manufacturing, including high cost of electricity, was a disincentive to investment in the sector. The high cost of production led to closure of some manufacturing units in the country. However, we are happy to report that this trend is changing positively as we are seeing more investment flows into the manufacturing sector as recently indicated by the UNCTAD World Investment Report of 2023, which is currently in circulation. Over half of all special investment certificates issued by the government to foreigners since 2017 were for projects in manufacturing, with an average planned value of 4.2 million. Agriculture was the second most sought after sector with an average planned investment value of 12.9 million. This is as a result of improvements in infrastructure and the increase in confidence in the economy because of political stability and improvements in macroeconomic policy management. In addition, the gradual opening of the regional and continental market is giving hope to potential investors to invest in the economy with high expectation of accessing those markets. Furthermore, there is an increased recommitment on the part of government, demonstrated amply by the recent visit to industries by His Excellency the President of the Republic to promote industrial development as a key strategy for structural transformation of the Gambia's economy. In view of this, the ministry, with the support of African Development Bank and the EIF, has been working on a project called Green Industrialization through special economic zones and agropoles along Senegambia Bridge Corridor and selected agricultural growth centers. The objective of this project is to enhance industrial transformation, agricultural productivity, and food security and expand the Gambia's export base. The ministry is also considering the establishment of an organized industrial estate around URR for ease of access to the ECOWAS market. All these initiatives are part of the Gambia's UNIDO country program signed by the government of the Gambia and UNIDO in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for the comprehensive answer. But in terms of policies, also market service, access to markets, or collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, particularly in the area of fisheries, what exactly is the ministry trying to do in that particular area, specifically the fisheries industry?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The blue economy, which is basically what happens in the ocean, again has been one area we as a country are currently looking seriously at, not only at the ministry, but in collaboration with the Ministry of Fisheries. We have started talking about this recently. In fact, as recent as last week, there was a convergence in Tanzania with the Minister responsible for maritime agencies attended. Honorable Silla was at this meeting. The discussion was around the blue economy, and we are very much, as a country, committed to exploiting what resources the ocean has to offer the country. And this will not only be exploiting, but what value we add through these agro-pools that we are talking about in order to package this, whatever we get from the ocean, we process them, keep the jobs here, send the processed food abroad to generate more revenue through our exports. So we are looking at this space, and surely we'll be posted on this as the National Assembly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The member for Fonyi Bintang Karanai.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, it was part of the campaign promises for the coalition 2016 that they are going to come up with many manufacturing industries for the Gambia. Now, what are the local products that this manufacturing industry you speak of? What kind of local products are they going to process generally?
Honorable Speaker, the question, if I understand it, is what manufacturing, what local manufacturing this country has to offer. Currently, we are, if I can give it to you in two categories, we are currently doing a lot of value addition with food, our cereals. We are not only consuming all of it here, we are even exporting a lot of that, and we want to see that increase. And that's one of the reasons this government is paying attention to our relationship with the United States along the AGOA. That is, no, unless you don't want, yeah, okay.
No, Minister, no. Honorable Minister.
Yes, please.
Honorable Minister, please always address the Speaker and do not respond to their side talks.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The point I was making, honorable members, is that we are adding value to our cereals at the moment. Local manufacturing is so extensive. I can tell you we have more than 30 companies in this country. Some of them have closed as I speak, but they have been in manufacturing. They have been given licenses to even export what they were manufacturing. I was focusing on food just to say the basics, to show that this country has a lot of things to do with the products that are coming from the Ministry of Agriculture. The second level of the answer was going to be what we intend to do. This country, we are talking about revenue. For years, our groundnut has not been going to the markets we targeted, which are the EU market and now the Chinese market. A report was given here some time ago that the Chinese are now taking 98% of our products, particularly agricultural products, duty-free, quota-free. So all these are areas we can do a lot and process and export. Sorry, sir.
Honorable Minister, you should always summarize your supplementary answers.
Thank you.
Short. There should not be more than 2 minutes. The member for Kiang West, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, from the recently concluded OIC summit, can you give us a brief highlight about the manufacturers or the industrial investment forums that you've engaged on?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member for Kiang West, the investment forum we organized was general. It was for all investors that were interested in investing in the Gambia. There was no specific focus on any of the industries. So all of them, from the services to the production value, all of them were involved. Thank you.
Member for Serekunda, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Could the Honorable Minister tell this August Assembly what kind of support is given to the manufacturing industries? in the Gambia by the government? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We, as a ministry, as government, we provide them a lot of support in terms of tax breaks, holidays. It depends on the industry and what they are asking for, what government priorities are. But what specifically they enjoy is the special investment certificate, which is the SIC, which my ministry recommends and endorses for those who want to invest hugely in the economy and create jobs. Thank you.
The member for Lower Badibu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you said there are plans of reviving manufacturing industries in the Gambia. My question to you is whether there are plans to revive cotton ginnery industry in Bassi. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, that will be for the Ministry of Agriculture, thank you very much, to decide whether that one should be revived or not. Thank you very much.
Member for Fonyi Brefet, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As an entrepreneur who really love food processing, value addition is very important. Honorable Minister, do you have any plan to help the youths who are embarking on food processing in order to provide machines, because these are the main problems they complain, processing materials?
Honorable Speaker, we have been doing that in the past and we continue to prioritize that. We hope those youths that are interested in food processing liaise with the ministry through the normal channels, and that when support is available, we can share with them. Thank you.
Thank you. Question number 162 of 2024 by the member for Jara Central.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment shed light on the economic trade policies of the ministry with regards to the growth and protection of local manufacturing industries in the Gambia? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Member for Jara Central. As mentioned previously, the Gambia has a multitude of policies and strategies on trade and industry related to topics including gender, trade itself, exports, agriculture, fisheries, energy, MSMEs, and an overall national development plan. These policies and strategies contain in-depth analysis of the current situation faced by each of the sectors they relate to and propose good policy and strategic advice. However, in the main, these policies and strategies are not fully implemented, or at least implemented partially, which means that the full effect of the policy or strategy is not realized. This is because of the following reasons. Most of the policies and strategies contain recommended actions, some of which are very general and will take years to implement. Number two, there are no budgetary allocations to implement the proposed policies or strategies, and changes on cash allocations from MOFA are always insufficient to implement some of these policy priorities. And lastly, but not the least, lobbying against government policies, which could be strange to some of us. Individuals and associations that feel threatened by the impact of these policies, like in the case of the cement, in short run, always oppose such policy changes, and this is why we have so many questions on cement importation at the moment. However, the government of the Gambia recognizes the importance of private sector development for inclusive growth and reducing poverty through manufacturing, employment creation and trade, and is committed to creating the right conditions for a private sector-led economy. The long-term aspiration is to increase the industrial sector's contribution to the GDP from 11% to between 25 and 30%. In recent times, we took initiatives to strengthen the performance of existing sectors so that Gambian businesses can access markets where we have preferential market access, as well as devise strategies to support new sectors, and for each identified product, assess whether the public sector can assist to remove their trade barriers directly or indirectly. Thank you.
No further supplementary question.
Member for Kiang West, you have the floor.
Honorable Minister, in your response, you highlighted the issue of cement importation. Are you aware of the challenges in the cement importation currently? If you are, what are your ministry doing about this?
What? Wait, Mr. Wait. He's talking about, can you repeat your question, please? Can you please repeat your question?
For you or for the question, for the person I have asked the question to?
Please repeat your question.
If you rule out my question, I'm okay, but I think the minister had my question. I'm not repeating my question. I am not. If you rule it out, I'm okay with it.
All right, thank you. Nominated member Kebalang Fofana, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, your response to the question did indicate challenges with regards to insufficient budget allocations from the Ministry of Finance and competing with government policies as witnessed in the case of the cements. Honorable Minister, did your ministry have any success stories with regards to growth from the manufacturing industries and their protection emanating from the ministerial policies?
I'm not sure Honorable Speaker, I'm not sure I understand the gist of the question. Sorry.
I can repeat. What I'm simply trying to say is, your response focused more on the challenges. One, that the Ministry of Trade couldn't embark on most of the policy reforms due to constraints in budgetary allocation from the Ministry of Finance, and that you do have a lot of competition from the private sector whenever you want to come up with what? Reforms. So I'm saying the House will also be interested if at all your ministry did really have any success stories which were born out of the policies which you are implementing.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, the Honorable Member, for a very important question. Yes, budgetary allocations come in, and we also at our level prioritize. This should be a priority for the ministry. But remember, the ministry has various issues to take care of. This is a supplementary question, 2 minutes. I can give a succinct answer in relation to the cement crisis that was around and still around. When government came with the policy to enhance revenue through charges, extra charges on cement that is bagged and brought into the country because we were not getting anything out of it, there was a campaign mounted locally and even beyond the borders, and it's still on, to stop the policy from rolling out. But I can tell you a success story in relation to that particular one. When we bring a vessel of powdered cement and do the bagging here, in addition to keeping the jobs here, in addition to paying NAWEC 1.3 million to rebag a vessel of 35,000 metric tons, 1.3 million goes to NAWEC. GMA gets $1 million. The company that brings the powdered cement pays to GRA and Ports Authority something in the region of 25 to 30 million per vessel. You cannot get that in the whole year. According to the statistics in Asikuda, The whole of 2023, the total that was received from bagged cement across the border was 26 million. So one vessel is equivalent what the whole year GRA received, ports received from bagged cement crossing the border. So which one is more economically viable? Which one is the Gambia government going to go with? We will bring the vessels. Thank you.
Member for Sabasanjal.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, thank you for that swift response. It has really raised concerns to the members of the public that that policy is affecting employment. What comparison will you give as far as the creation of employment is concerned? Because many people say that the policy implementation has deterred many people from their jobs. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member. The jobs that we are protecting are not in this country if we are bringing bagged cement. The jobs are across the border. Our research has confirmed that some of the companies that we are involved in the trade, we are not even registered in this country. They would load their trucks from across the border, drive to the country, transfer them to a Gambian truck. That truck comes to Serekunda, parks at a junction, would not hire a shop, would not hire anybody. Even the offloaders, they come with them from across the border. They sell their cement at a junction. In the night, they go back and pick another 1,000 bags of cement. So these companies, we are not registered. There is no company. You can go contact the regional, the registrar of companies. None of them was registered as a company in this country. So the employment being shouted about was created in another country, unlike what is happening now. If you go to these three factories, they have a cumulative total staff of nothing less than 500. But that is the direct jobs. The indirect jobs are more than that. So for us, jobs are being created locally if you do the rebagging here, not to even talk about the production at Salam factory. Thank you.
The Honorable Member for Janjambure, you have the floor. And then please be warned, don't steal the cell out of the member for Banjul, not win out of his cell.
I think we're from the same domain, so I wouldn't be surprised if you should say so. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in the process of implementing government trade policies, you did mention that you came across of some challenges, more especially from some of the local business owners. Do you think these policies that you are implementing, for example, in your response, like the policy to increase tax on cement importation and also the policy for stickers, do you think this policy would go in any way to help local entities to flourish?
Honorable Speaker, thank you. I think the second question is not for me. The stickers is not the Ministry of Trade. The Ministry of Finance will be in a position to answer that question. The issue of whether our policies will kill Gambian businesses, we are very sensitive to that. In fact, we are more inclined to supporting local businesses to flourish. But when you are faced with a decision, you look at the wider picture, you look at the broader benefits to the country. And if we look at all this, we are looking at the economic performance of the country. We want to build roads, we want to build schools, we want to train our people to degree level. All this expenditure on government requires that we generate revenue. But to tell you in the 2 minutes that I have got to do with this, our greater objective is a bigger market. And this is why we are engaging to ensure we are able to have a common market with our neighbors so that we can even sell beyond. But these measures are necessary given the position the Gambia's economy finds itself. We cannot generate money enough to do what we want to do if we are not going to have revenue measures like the one we have taken. So our objective is not to strangle businesses. We will want to support them. Thank you.
Member for Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we recognize the problem of the minister in trying to increase revenue. But regarding taxation, I have looked at section 149, 1, 2, 3 of the Constitution, but increasing or bearing or waiving taxation for any authority or any person would require approval from this august body. And I'm not aware of you coming to this National Assembly for any such thing. Have you overlooked that?
Honorable Speaker, we did not call it a tax. As a result, it was not necessary to come here. No, it's not a tax.
Honorable Minister, honorable members, at this point, I will suspend the assembly for about a minute. The assembly is suspended. Yes, there's point of order from the member for Brikama.
Honorable Speaker, I rise on point standing order 6.3. In the absence of both the Speaker and Deputy Speaker, a member of the Assembly elected for the purpose shall preside. I observe that any time when there is no Speaker and the Deputy Speaker is assuming the seat, if he has to excuse, the seat will always become vacant. This provision, Honorable Speaker, should begin to be observing. The seat should not be vacant. Somebody from among the members should assume the seat whenever the Deputy Speaker and then the Speaker are absent.
Thank you. Member for Brikama North and Minority Leader. I just want to address before ruling on that. I remember there was a time I was going for more than a minute or so, or a few seconds, and this assembly elected the majority leader. He took over the chair on my behalf. And at any point in time, in accordance with Order 13.1, I have and I'm at liberty to suspend the assembly at any time or adjourn the assembly in accordance with the standing orders. So I rule that order, and therefore, in accordance with 13 of the standing orders, the suspension of the assembly is in order. Question number 163 of 2024 by the member for Janjamure.
Honorable Speaker.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
There is point of order from the member for Ponye Bintang Kranai.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I am rising on point of order 36.7. A question must be answered as clearly and as fully as possible. The question that was asked by member for Woodley West is not properly answered.
Honorable member, you are out of order. You are out of order, honorable member. Honorable member for Janjabure, please proceed. Continue.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Speaker, since the increase in tax imposed on imported cement from Senegal was announced, the small-scale importers who bring their cement from Senegal said the policy will badly hurt their bottom line in ways that will shut them down, while the public also expressed fears of encouraging monopoly for few major importers, which the government is accused of, will likely result to hike in prices. Could the Honorable Minister for Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment explain to this August Assembly what informed the prompt increase of tax on imported cement from Senegal, provide evidence of market research done, if at all, before this decision was made, to ensure it will not have far-reaching negative consequences on the consumers?
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Janjambure constituency. First of all, let me clarify that there is no increment in taxes on cement imported from Senegal. Rather, an excise tax levied on imported bagged cement, regardless of its source. Again, our measure did not target any specific country. Considering the low level of industrial sector performance and the benefits associated with industrialization, particularly in the area of employment and technological advancement, this constitutes a compelling reason for a paradigm shift in policy approach to national development, especially within the context of integrating our economy into the global economy, particularly in the sub-regional market. It is only through industrial development that the country can generate the level of employment needed to absorb the teeming population of the unemployed youth, which has grave implications for crime, political instability, and inefficient resource allocation. In order to achieve our development ambitions, there needs to be proper and strategic policies that lean more towards industrial promotion in the form of protection. This protection can come in various forms such as moratoria or introduction of higher tariffs for protection on imports so as to give market advantage to local manufacturing firms and allow them to grow and increase productivity so we can benefit from economies of scale. As the Gambia's economy is highly open, trade, both merchandise and services trade, has become an important contributor to economic growth. While import and export both continue to increase, trade balance has traditionally been a deficit due to the meager level of production taking place, although improving. To further promote Gambia ECOWAS trade, the country started implementing the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, ETLS, in 2006, and has so far registered over 30 manufacturing enterprises in the scheme. As part of this scheme, Gambia producers can freely, that is without duty, sell to other ECOWAS countries, just as producers in other countries or ECOWAS countries are freely able to sell in the Gambia. The ETLS therefore enables Gambian producers to access the sub-regional market without worrying about tariffs, which is a major barrier for international trade. As a result of the ETLS, goods from the sub-region accessing the Gambian market, and this continues to rise every year. For example, imports from Senegal alone grew from 774 million in 2018 to over 3 billion in 2022. Senegal into Gambia. This is not surprising given the Gambia's proximity to Senegal and the fact that the two countries share many things in common, particularly cultural and religious values. On the contrary, since the closure of Banjul breweries, ETLS exports from the Gambia to Senegal has ceased, as access to market continues to be a challenge for any product from the Gambia, whether domestically produced or even through transit to third countries. All companies find it very difficult to access the ECOWAS market due to protectionist policies by other member states. Therefore, for Gambian enterprises to benefit more from sub-regional trade liberalization schemes like ETLS, they must be competitive to enterprises in similar sectors in neighboring countries. Hence, government trade policy should also focus on enhancing the regional competitiveness for increased productivity and bilateral negotiations for increased market access. To set the process in motion, the ministry first identified the rebagging cement industry on the basis of the outcry of players in the industry. Recently, our business operators have increased their trade in Senegal's cement due to duty-free and quota-free access to our market as a result of ETLS. Since the importers of bagged cement have duty-free access to our markets, the only way to optimize the benefits is to tilt the trade in favor of the bulk importers, who have some level of value addition with the repackaging, and Salam Company, who imports the raw materials and manufactures cement here in the country, to enable them to expand and exploit and employ more people. In this case, the revenue loss in terms of customs duty would be compensated by increases in employment as a result of growth in the rebagging and manufacturing industries. In collaboration with the Gambia Revenue Authority, the ministry conducted a review of the cement industry to understand the challenges facing the industry and proffer solutions following complaints from those industry players. The team concluded that the industry is contributing to the development of the economy through the creation of employment and light tax contributions. The combined employment level is good and will increase with additional government support. However, the sustainability of the industry within significant government support may be difficult due to smuggling, under-declaration, high cost of production, and duty-free access to Gambian market through ETLS. Past studies of the manufacturing sector in the country found that more than 80% of manufacturing units were operating less than 50% of their installed capacity due to high cost of energy, taxation, and limited market space. To spur growth in the industry, the government decided to support the industry by imposing an excise duty on the importation of bagged cement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Speaker, I want to have this feeling that the Honorable Minister is misguiding the Parliament simply because he said it was never a tax levy.
Honorable, you should just ask your question. A supplementary question, you don't need to make statement. Just ask your question.
Yeah, but it's also important we provide clarity on certain issues because we cannot also be before this plenary.
No, you cannot be.
Point of order, point of order.
You cannot be. Please put off your
Point
mic.
of order.
You cannot be.
No,
I
have
please it. Wait. Put off your mic, sir.
No point of order when the speaker is talking.
Honourable member for Central Body, we are out of order. You know, you cannot ask a question for the sake of clarity and you want to provide clarity. You can either ask a question for the minister to answer, or if you have the answers yourself, you don't need to ask a question. There's a point of order from the member for Jimara.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Still, I rise on order 38-2. Yes, but he has called me, so I have to read the order. Honorable Speaker, order 38-2. No speech shall be made by any member in asking question, or no debate shall be permitted on any question. Thank you.
Thank you. You are in order. Order sustained. Member for Janjambure, please go straight to your question. Don't make statement.
Thank you, Speaker. And also don't confuse me with him because earlier I heard you referring to him as Janjambure. He is not Janjambure, please, and he cannot be Janjambure. Honorable Speaker, or Honorable Minister, what difference does it make in between a tax and a levy?
Technicians, is that mic tired?
Technologies that mean different things in accounting. So for us, what we were dealing with was a levy not a tax. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, you said in the process of promoting industrialization, you were also trying to protect certain entities. And as such, that influenced your decision to come up with a levy that will also kill other entities. What plans do you have along your policies to also cater for those entities that are affected?
Honorable Speaker, we are very sensitive to the plight of all those Gambians who are involved in the business and have their businesses threatened at the moment. That's why we have invited them. We met with them. We're trying to create a link between them and the local producers so that they just recalibrate their distribution channels from Gambia to the consumers in the country. And that is going to give them a lifeline. They'll come back. Thank you very much.
Member for Upper Fuladu West.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, are you aware that majority of the Gambians or cement buyers in this country, majority of them are not educated? I don't know whether your ministry have informed the general public that there was no tax levied on cement importation. Yes, the question.
Please ask only one question.
Yes, what I just want to put across, like maybe you and I understand that there was no tax levied on cement importation in the country, but the majority of the buyers are illiterate. They don't understand the differences between tax, levy, and duty. So I don't know whether your ministry used that as an opportunity to inform the general public that there was no tax imposed on cement importation into the country.
Our conclusion, Honorable Speaker, has been that once we keep the price of cement constant over the next couple of months, whether a duty was charged or a levy was charged would not be significant to go on a sensitization mission, because it will also be a cost on the ministry. But the price is stable, it is constant, and I think that will send the right signals that no additional charge has been imposed on cement production. Thank you.
The member for Central Padibu.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, the nation is at a crossroad as far as this cement issue is concerned. As a minister, the analysis that you have made about the industries, Salam, Jawel, and others, can you give us a percentage, the people that are employed indirectly in the business, cement business, the industries, what they are producing? Can we know the statistics? Because you're talking about employment, they are addressing employment. And the people who are indirectly involved, we need to know. It's not, you are not here, you are not here, with due respect, this is supplementary, you are not here, you never listen. Please, Opasalu, if you are conflicted, keep quiet.
Honorable Speaker, the honorable member may want to know that all the indirect jobs in the industry, which is for us the most important industry in the country at the moment, which is the construction industry, hinges on cement. We know that. But when he says the country is at crossroads as a result of this, I wanted to jump out of my skin. But I think we are stable at the moment. The worst is behind us. And this is the most important industry in this country. Why I say that? All the carpenters employed will only roof houses because houses have been built. The builders, the plumbers, the painters, the bricklayers, the sand gravel miners, all of this, the truckers, the laborers, if you put all these people together, the indirect jobs are numerous. I will not be on top of my head able to tell you now, but I can tell you the largest employer, according to our focus and surveys, is the construction industry. So we are not going to joke with it. All the decisions and policies that we are going to introduce will help to sustain this industry, which is the most important one for us, providing us the jobs.
Thank you very much. Member for Woolly East, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Minister said the excise tax is not tax. But in my opinion, it is tax, and therefore tax is tax. Now, I want to ask you whether you have actually studied this policy and the impact of this policy, because in my area, cement is not even available, and it is encouraging smuggling of cement from Senegal. So have you actually made a study to ensure that other areas are also not affected negatively?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and Honorable Member, thank you for letting me know that. We have done studies and we continue to review the situation. We have signed an MOU with the 3 companies. This memorandum, I think bullet point number one on the memorandum is for them to ensure that their distribution channels are covering the entire country. And that includes the North Bank where I come from. But I know the same thing is happening. As a result, recently some truckers were caught trying to smuggle, and I'm aware of that. I didn't know that to date the same problem is happening in Woolly. I will ensure that immediately after this I'll find out why that pocket is still not provided with cement by the three companies, and it will be addressed. Thank you very much.
The member for Woolly Central, Jara Central.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your response, you did talk about Salam being into production, and then while Jar and Gassem into rebagging. So have your ministry ever engaged these 2 companies or industries to also graduate from rebagging? Because if you compare Jar and Salam, Jar have been here for so long. So why Salam been able to graduate from rebagging and then into manufacturing? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Member, businesses are rational institutions. They do their studies and they determine where the bottom line is going to be better. JAR did a study of manufacturing, and they came with the conclusion that the cost of, because Salam will also have to bring some of the raw materials from outside the country. Even if we are endowed with those materials in this country, we still have not found them as a country. So we bring our limestone, we bring our clinker from Brazil or wherever it's coming from. For them, that is going to be more expensive in terms of production. And that's why they chose bagging. Bagging is not also a problem. If the quality of the powder that is coming is standard, you don't have a problem. What is important, Honorable Member, and I think we should as a country focus on that, is whether the cement being bagged is of the same quality as the cement that you are bringing from outside. If they are the same, you don't have a problem. Thank you.
Member for Sane Mentoring.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, despite the fact that your ministry had tried all ways to fight this, to overcome the challenges with regards to cement, in employment, in bagging or whatsoever, we still have the price hiking on bags of cement rating to $410 to $425, which is on a high rate. Could you explain in detail what brought us to that level? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As far as we understand, the producer price of cement has not changed at Jar, at Salam, and at Gasep. So if logistics, taking it to Brufut or Sukuta or Serekunda, is going to cost half or in fact the same as the bagged cement, from the powder to the bags to the electricity, all of it is going to be the same, then that's a market force issue. And again, our free market policy will regulate that. They'll have to go back because the producer price is constant. So I believe even if that is happening, it's going to go back. It's easier to handle that than where the cement industry, for example, we squeeze the producers and the baggers to close down. Like over 20 companies have done that at the moment. They were producing, they have stopped because they don't have a market to sell. And the poultry producers are threatening to close because their eggs are not selling. We are allowing European eggs to come. So these are challenges that you have to sometimes allow the market itself to regulate. If you are bringing all your cement from Senegal or any other country and not producing it locally, you don't have a control over the price. Whenever CFA goes up, which is the currency, the medium they use to buy the commodity from across the border, the bag of cement goes up. Unlike here, you can sit with these people, rationalize their production costs, determine a particular price range, and keep them within that range, which is what we have done with the three companies. They cannot go out of that unless we change the MOU. The spirit remains a bag of cement, 32.5 at Jar Oil is today selling at 355 at the company. That has not changed. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, on your behalf, I wish to thank the Minister for Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment for those answers provided to this August Assembly. Honorable Minister, you may go. Thank you. Clerk, we may proceed.
Justice.